What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and I just finished up watching Guillermo Rigondeaux versus John Riel Casimero, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBO Bantamweight World Championship, and this fight was Saturday, August 14th, from the Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California, and this fight was broadcasted on Showtime, and in this fight, John Riel Casimero was able to get a split decision victory over Guillermo Rigondeaux, and just to break down the fight, I think this fight was pretty boring. And in my opinion, I thought that Guillermo Rigondeaux won. I scored about 116 to 112 in favor of Guillermo Rigondeaux. And personally, I think he got robbed a bit. I don't think in any right anyone could have the bout 9-3 or 8-4 in favor of Casemiro. I just can't wrap my head around that score. I mean, just to say the judges' scorecards, two judges, as I mentioned before, had it in favor of Casemiro. They scored at 117 111 and 116 to 112. And one judge had the bout 115 to 113 in favor of Rigondeaux. But I just can't see 9-3 Casemiro. I know he was the aggressor, but Rigondeaux was landing short and sharp shots on the outside. I know it was a really boring fight, not a great fight at all, but I mean, I just thought Rigondeaux was landing the better shots. Comment down below your thoughts on this fight, and I'm very interested to see some of the fan scorecards because this was a very, very competitive fight. But I just thought that Rigondeaux was landing the better shots. I mean, it's competitive in a sense that the punch stats were close, but I just thought that Rigondeaux was controlling the fight using his boxing. I know many might say he's running, and I might have to agree with that, but still, he did what he had to do at 40 years old. He moved around great, and in my opinion, he won this fight pretty clear. And just to break down, like early on in the fight, the first round was a really clear round for Casemiro. He hurt Rigondeaux, and I'm not sure what punch exactly made Rigondeaux go to his knees, but when Rigondeaux went to his knees, I believe it was a right hand on the clinch, in the clinch, I should say, and then Rigondeaux was getting hit like on the back of the head while he was on the canvas. Referee did not call that a knockdown because of those illegal shots behind the head and because Rigondeaux was down. But then right after that, Rigondeaux did get wobbled again. But then after that first round, Rigondeaux was able to get away from all of Casemiro's right hands. He was making Casemiro miss. And I have no clue how that judge could have it 9-3 Casemiro. I mean, that is like one of the worst scores. I know this was a really competitive fight considering that both fighters didn't even land over double digits throughout every single round, and I believe both fighters didn't even land over 100 punches. I believe Casemiro landed 47 and Rigondeaux landed like 48, 44. It was really not a great fight for people who wanted to see action, but still, I think that Rigondeaux won this fight. I thought he was just controlling the action. He was the one landing the better shots. I know that Casemiro was the aggressor, but he wasn't effective. I mean, he wasn't doing anything in most of those middle rounds. And you could say the same with Rigondeaux, but at least he was moving around the ring generalship there, and he was landing the better shots. And even in that 12th round, that was a debatable round, but I think Rigondeaux won it because of the first shot he landed in literally the first second of that round. Yeah, and as I said before, I think that Guillermo Rigondeaux won this fight. Comment down below your thoughts on it, as I said before. So overall, John Riel Casimero successfully defends his WBO Bantamweight World title by defeating Guillermo Rigondeaux by split decision. And what is next for John Riel Casimero winning here? I think he's going to face Nonito Donaire. If that could happen, I think that's most likely next for him. I know he was originally supposed to face him, and Donaire did back out for whatever reason, but I hope they could make that fight next. If not, for Casimero to face Inoue, and I don't see him winning either of those fights personally. Maybe Donaire, because Donaire isn't like Rigondeaux where he's going to box around the ring. But what is next for Guillermo Rigondeaux? I think he's going to maybe face someone in the top 15, top 10 in bantamweight. I still think he's a very, very good fighter. He did show that here he's still able to move around the ring at 40 years old or maybe even older. But I'm not really too sure on an exact opponent. Maybe he could defend his WBA regular belt if he still has it. I know he does have that title. He was going into this fight with that belt, and it was not on the line due to it being a regular title. But I'm not sure if he still has that belt, but I'm assuming he does, even though he lost this fight. So I think he's going to defend that belt maybe in the next like 7-8 months, maybe even a year, because he was coming off a pretty long layoff leading up to this fight. And I see him having another layoff before he fights again. Maybe he could retire, I don't know, because he is 40 years old, but still he's a great fighter in my opinion, still in the top 10, even top 5 at 118. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.